Yo, 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 what's going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Lil Cario. So ladies, I'm going to tell you why you're so frustrated out here in this dating game when you're trying to find a man, you're trying to find a boyfriend, you're trying to find a husband. And it's one simple thing. And if you stop this one thing, then your dating life will be amazing, right? So I'm going to show a video of this lady, and she's basically going to be talking about how she's frustrated with, dating and the dating apps. But I want you to pay attention to what she's saying, because there's something that she's saying here that a lot of you ladies can relate to. And if you stop doing this, and if she stops doing this, then, the dating life will be on point. But as long as you do this one thing, and I'm going to point it out in a second, as long as you keep doing this one thing, your dating life is going to suck, I promise you. But let's start this. I'm gonna start it, stop it. We're gonna get into this. Let's go.
Been chatting with this guy for a couple of days, and it wasn't, it just was. It wasn't anything. And he had
real quick. I want to stop real quick right there. I just want you to see how she's not enthused about talking to this guy. Keep that in mind. Let's go.
Earlier in the day, sent me a message saying, "Hey, I would love to meet you. How about we meet for a drink? There's this bar that I really like and I would love to take you to. Are you available tonight?" And I had previously responded to that saying, I have my kids, which I had already told him that I had my kids this week. And it was Thursday night, and I was like, we're really busy. I maybe could meet you for a coffee date on Sunday. And just a reminder, I don't drink alcohol. Now, I don't care if other people drink. I don't even mind going to a bar. But the bar that he wanted to take me to was a pretty divey bar. And I do love a divey bar, but it's just not my scene. It's just not my scene. And for someone to suggest it, knowing that I don't drink, which I don't know if he knew that, but it was on my profile 3 times. So,
and real quick, I want to just say this is that you ladies have to understand, because I heard her say that, I told them that Thursday this was happening. I told them that I don't drink, or it was, on my profile. I just want you ladies to understand that, men, especially, on online dating, but just in general, at the beginning, we're not paying attention to the details. Like, most guys are not paying attention. That doesn't mean that they're not interested in you. That doesn't mean that they don't care. They're just not paying attention to the details. So don't take that personally. That's just, a lot of guys are like that. He's focused on getting you out to the date to meet him wherever he's trying to get you to meet him. But anyway, let's go.
But I wasn't mean about it. I had also noticed that he added a kissy face picture to his profile, which, that's if he had that on there whenever we matched, I wouldn't have matched with him. It's just
now let me stop it again. So now she's like, oh, he added this picture, I didn't like it, I thought it was whack. If he added that picture before, I probably wouldn't have matched with him. And before, previously, she was saying, dive bars, whatever, I could do a dive bar, or for some reason I'm just not into it right now. And again, I'm gonna get to the point, but I wanted her to explain this part so it could really hit home. Let's go.
Such an ick to me. But I was like trying to be open. So I had responded with that, and he responded back with, "Oh, it's okay. I don't mind if you don't drink." And my initial response, my initial thought in my brain was, it's okay. I didn't ask for your forgiveness. And I didn't ask if you were okay with it. Now, I recognize that's probably a harsh thinking response.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there. So remember, at the beginning of the video, she wasn't that enthused talking about this guy. Then she said she, kind of is okay with dive bars, but for some reason, she's not with the dive bars. Then she's talking about she didn't like the new picture he put. And now he's like, hey, it's okay that, you don't want to drink. And she's like, well, I didn't ask for your permission. So what I'm getting here is this. The reason why she's feeling this way, acting this way, and you ladies understand this, is because she does not like this man, right? She does not like this man. Now you might be asking, why is she even entertaining this guy she doesn't like, right? And see, what happens is that a lot of you ladies, the reason why your dating life suck and you're frustrated is because you keep entertaining men you don't like. And so what happens is that when any of these guys make any moves, it gives you the ick. You get an attitude. You're frustrated because you feel like you're settling for this man. You feel like, damn, why, this guy, like, so anything he does is going to suck because you're not interested in him. See, now, if this particular man she was interested in seeing, everything that would have been done would have been the opposite. Like, so she would have been in the beginning of the video, oh, I met this really cool guy. And then she would have been like, oh, he wants to take me to a dive bar. I kind of really like dive bars because dive bars are really fun. And then he posted this like picture with duck lips and he looked so adorable. And, he asked me like, hey, it's okay if I don't drink. And I thought that was really sweet that see, there would have been an entire different video if she was into the guy, right? But see, the reason why you ladies are entertaining men that you don't like is because what happens is that there's a lot of guys out there that you're not into, but you want a boyfriend, husband, or whatever so bad that you're hoping that, hey, well, this guy, he's okay, but maybe, it can lead into something. Maybe certain things can happen. And then you do meet a guy that you really like, and that guy is the guy that other women like. And then so therefore, he's hard to attain because, he's the guy that most of the women want. And then so you're frustrated and then you want to quit dating. You want to get off the dating apps and all these other different things. Right. But let's continue.
And what I did next was even harsher. I just unmatched him. I didn't say, I'm not into this. I didn't say nothing. I just unmatched him. And in my brain, I'm like, this is aggressive. This is a lot.
Yeah, and it's aggressive because she's frustrated. And she's frustrated and she unmatched him because she didn't like him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's one thing if you meet a man and initially you're like, okay, he seems cool. I'm interested in him, whatever. Let me see where it goes. And then he does something or says something that makes you not be into him, after that. But then you ladies know you have guys that you're excited to see. You can't wait for the date. You're anticipating and all that other stuff, right? Those are the guys you should pay attention to and interact with. The problem is that you still like to deal with guys that you don't like because those guys at least still give you attention and it makes you feel good that these particular guys are, giving you attention. What I'm telling you is you have to eliminate the men that you don't like because every time you keep dating guys or talking to guys you don't like, you're going to frustrate yourself and it's going to make it harder for you to attract men that you do like. Because when you meet the men you do like, you see that same harsh energy she has, that will spill over into the guys that she does like, and those guys won't like her. Right? Because you're creating this thing where you continuously deal with these guys you don't like. And so your personality, your vibe, your energy turns into a woman who is unlikable. So when you meet a man you do like, what's going to happen is that you're not going to be able to put on that show or, switch that up because you're so conditioned to respond to men in a certain way. And then you're going to end up, without even realizing it, basically scaring off the guy you do like. But let's continue.
And then the next thing I did was I deleted my profile and I deleted the app. And then the next thing I did was I went to Hinge and I did the same thing. And then the next thing I did was I went to Facebook dating and I did the same thing. There's times when I spin out and I overthink. I like to think things through. This was just an impulse that I was done. Completely and utterly done. And
this is the thing. So, and basically for the rest of the video, she's going to talk about how she's, not going on the dating apps and she's basically quitting and, she doesn't really want to do it anymore. And, she hopes she doesn't get back on it and all this other stuff. But the reason why she's done is because she's frustrated herself by interacting with all these men she doesn't like. You understand? Ladies, you have to understand this. This is why your dating life is terrible and why it's going to continue to be terrible, because you can't say no to the guys you don't like. So what I mean by that is this: if there's 20 guys, let's say in your DMs, inbox or whatever, or 20 guys approach you in the street or whatever it is like that, If 18 of them, you know that you're kind of iffy about, you're like, he's okay, he's all right, or I'm not really feeling him. Those 18 guys, don't give them your number. Do not plan dates with them. Do not talk to them. Do not engage. And then the other two, you should be extremely excited. So you have 20 guys, 18 of them, you're like, yeah. And then the other two, you're like, yes. Those are the only two motherfuckers you should be talking to. You understand? Because what happens is the more you deal with these guys you don't like, the more frustrated you're going to be, and the more your dating life is going to suck. And you're going to be like, oh, I give up. I'm getting off the apps and all. And that's not really going to do anything for you. You're just going to go back into this whole spiral of feeling lonely and upset. And then you're going to jump back on the apps and you're going to feel fresh. It's just start dating men you actually like. It's really that simple. So ladies, listen, if you want a bunch of BS, a bunch of nonsense, and a bunch of people telling you that, you know, what you want to hear, go watch those other dating coaches. But listen, if you want real shit, come to me. Come here. This is the only place you're going to get it.